2023 Garzon single vineyard Albarino from, raise your hand if you've been to Uruguay. Yeah, me neither. Uruguay is such an exciting place for wine right now, but it's a place that I haven't been to, but my colleague Laura Coffer has, and she was recently there and brought this wine back for us to share with the class. And so that is exactly why it's included in the wine club and why you're seeing this video here today, because Laura went on a little journey to find us some great wines. And I'm so excited that she did, because I've heard incredible things about Garzon. I've heard incredible things about Uruguay, and I've been excited to try Albarino from this place. I love Albarino. It's produced a lot of different places. You probably have most likely heard it coming from Spain, where it's very, very famous. But it's also produced in places like California and a few other places over the world. But I'm excited about this particular one because I think this is made from a place that's going to be really, really special. It's southern facing vineyards that are kind of rocky and granitic. And so you're getting really beautiful ripeness, but they're also getting something that I think is going to give this a nice big lift. Now, if you've never had Albarino before, if this is a place or a grape that is unfamiliar to you, well, Albarino is one of those grapes that kind of sits in the middle of a few different things. I sort of liken it closest to something like Sauvignon Blanc, but I do find that Chardonnay lovers can get behind it because there's a florality, there's a softness to it, and especially depending on where it comes from, there can be a ripeness that Chardonnay lovers really love. Now, that's not to say all Albarinos are created equal. They certainly are not, but let's get into what's happening in this glass here. Oof, so much floral. Remember that floral I was talking about? I mean, it's like white flowers and peaches and nectarines. Ugh, I know that my Sauvignon Blanc lovers are going to love this wine, but I have to tell you, it smells nothing like Sauvignon Blanc. It smells to me like somewhere between like Gewürztraminer and like Riesling and maybe a little touch of Viognier. Like it's incredibly aromatic in the stone fruit department. And it just makes me want like a stone fruit salad, especially if you've ever had like that peach and tomato with a little mozzarella and some basil. Like there's some savory things happening in here as well that just make me think of that salad, that juicy, juicy summer salad. So incredibly appealing and alluring just out of the gate on the nose. Let's get onto the palate. See, there's that brightness and freshness that I was talking about that I think Sauvignon Blanc lovers really love, but there is a body and a weight to this wine that I think Chardonnay lovers will really love. Now, all of those peachy, lychee, stone fruit, apricot things that I was getting in the nose are very much carrying through onto the palate here. So much so that I think if you blinded me on this wine, it'd be like, is this Albarino? Like it could be a blend. I think if you're someone who loves Southern Rhone blends, if you love a little Grenache Blanc, if you love these white Chateauneuf de Pape, these white Côtes du Rhônes, if you love Viognier from the Northern Rhone, I think this is a wine that you'd be really, really excited about because you're getting so much generosity of fruit here. But what I love is that there is this lift, this brightness, because sometimes those wines can feel a little overwhelming, a little heavy on the palate, which makes them really, really great wines for the cooler months. But for the warmer months, they can feel a little too heavy, which is why I'm so excited to have included this wine for your summer shipment. This is giving all things summer, late summer, like freshly plucked fruit off of the tree, plus a little bit of like fruit that maybe you slightly baked into a pie. There is some intense ripeness here, but we are here for it. We're loving it. We're digging in. Now, more importantly, what are we eating with this wine? Well, I've already mentioned that stone fruit salad, which I think will be delightful, but I think this is a wine that you can lean into something more decadent. I think if you wanted to play around with some lighter proteins like some whitefish, you could definitely get away with that. I'd also love to see this with a gorgeous cheese board of lots of different cheeses. I think this can really play with both fresh cheeses and cheeses that have a little bit of age, semi-soft cheeses, cheeses with soft rinds. I think there's so many different avenues you can go with this, but definitely keep the summer theme in mind. For some reason, I think I just got like this thought of a lobster roll in my head, and now I can't get that thought out. So that's my final answer. I think like a lobster roll or like one of those crab cake sandwiches would be really, really lovely with a wine like this. And if you don't want any snacks with it, I think you'd also be just fine too, because this is lovely. And if you just want to have like a little bowl of fruit alongside the pool, I think you're going to be really excited about that choice as well. So cheers to you.